At Danfoss, we aim to be our customers' preferred decarbonization partner. To earn that trust from our customers, we have decided to build a leading position within sustainability and lead by example. This calls for us to integrate sustainability into all aspects of our businesses along the full value chain of the products we bring to market. That's the reason why the raw materials and parts we buy from you as our suppliers play a key role. At Danfoss, we have signed up for the science-based targets, committing to a 50% reduction in our Scope 1 and 2 emissions and a 15% reduction of our Scope 3 emissions by 2030. However, to build that leading position in sustainability, we have even higher ambitions than our science-based targets. That's the reason why we aim for our factories to be 100% decarbonized and to reduce our emissions related to the products and services we buy from you with 25% by 2030. And as we expect Danfoss to continue to grow and probably double the size by 2030, the challenge at hand is actually to reduce the emissions of everything we purchase today by 50%. This calls for a close partnership with our suppliers to deliver on that promise. That's the reason why we want to engage with you in our Green Ask initiative. When we have great aspirations at Danfoss, we divide the journey to get there into 3 different phases. Getting the basic right, get going, and going great. Correct emission data is a fundamental of getting the basic right. Therefore, you as a supplier can differentiate yourself by supplying actual emission data on the materials you deliver to us to replace the numbers we have estimated with a lot of assumptions on the purchases we do from you. That's why we need a strong partnership with you.
To this end, we're convinced that partnerships across the value chain are critical to achieving our shared goals on climate change. Over 99% of our carbon footprint happens outside our own gates, in our Scope 3 emissions upstream and downstream. Working together with our customers and with you, our suppliers, is the only way to accelerate the necessary emissions reductions in our value chain. The expectations of customers, regulators, and stakeholders has also evolved. Sustainability is not only our license to operate, it's becoming a prerequisite to doing business with our customers. Regulators around the world have called for transparency on ESG factors. This levels the playing field and helps people make informed decisions, including purchasing decisions. At the same time, our customers demand technologies that both power the green transition through energy efficiency and electrification, and also have a lower carbon footprint. We can't do this alone. And this is where you, our suppliers, play an important role in Danfoss's journey. Thank you for joining us.
Now, our suppliers or potential new suppliers might ask themselves, what does this mean for them? That is what we will come into in this section. The motivation could come from the same rationale as for Danfoss. 1, it is the right thing to do for the planet. And 2, being green will become a competitive advantage differentiator going forward. We hope our supplier partners see it the same way, and we are inviting to join us on the journey to decarbonize our products and solutions. We invite to a partnership journey. It will have to be a partnership journey, as the carbon footprint of the products and the solution Danfoss sells to our customers comes from the full value chain, meaning we depend on our suppliers and on the suppliers of our suppliers. Some steps on this journey will be easy, with low-hanging fruits, but many solutions will be complex. It takes innovation, co-creation from everybody in the value chain. We can only do this together, and we must do it. It will be a journey, and like in any other journey, one has to find out how fast to go. We illustrate this with a simple staircase model, which is describing the maturity of Danfoss and our customers. We believe that eventually having maximum decarbonized products and solutions will be a hygiene factor, meaning selling would not be possible if one doesn't have it. The journey to that will go through different phases, from nice to have to if a supplier has it and everything else is alike, business will be awarded. In next phase, it will become a true differentiator and from there, a hygiene factor. The speed will depend on our market and our customers. And we cannot say if it's tomorrow or exactly when. We just urge all suppliers to get started on the journey and make their strategy clear. If we look at how we run our supplier strategies in Danfoss, we consolidate around our preferred strategic suppliers, traditionally measured on quality, on delivery, cost and innovation. Going forward, we will see increasingly sustainability becoming a true differentiator, meaning it will become key where our suppliers are and what is the perspective they show us for the future. Business award will depend on this. How will we measure this? That is what we call our Green Ask.
We have ideas and we have a pathway to decarbonize, but we cannot do it alone. We need all partners to help us achieve our 2030 targets. The Danfoss Green Ask is a call to action. The program is founded on collaboration, as we cannot underestimate the power of working together with the supply chain to create real, lasting change and a more sustainable future. What then lies in the core of the Green Ask? Expectation of the program cover two areas: supplier CO2 data and supplier emission reduction plans. Sustainability starts with data. Data quality and sustainability must go hand in hand. The starting point of the Danfoss Green Ask is to gradually engage with our suppliers to get efficient information for required environmental compliance. Assurance of the greenhouse gases data is becoming increasingly important every year. Scope 3.1 level assurance is a reporting requirement for large companies like Danfoss. Data quality is crucial. That is why we have to move from calculation based on industry average data to primary supplier data. Documents such as environmental product declarations, life cycle assessment, third-party verified reports are reliable and auditable proofs of carbon footprint. Within the Green Ask program, we also encourage our suppliers to set and work with approved CO2 targets. It's important to have the time-bounded goal to work towards too, and it's needed for the right planning and execution. Different maturity levels are expected in our supplier base. But by getting the baseline understanding where our suppliers are on the decarbonization journey, we are able to create the foundation for improvements over time. The second pillar of Danfoss Green Ask program is identification of CO2 reduction and supplier action plans. We want to know which of our partners are already reducing their emissions, which have plans to reduce, and encourage each and every supplier to act. It's important to highlight the Green Ask Extent, which refers not only to emissions coming from supplier-owned operations, Scope 1 and 2, but covers entire value chain, including supplier emissions coming from purchased goods and services. At Danfoss, we work with renewable energy, energy efficiency, circularity. We encourage our suppliers to explore possibilities coming from those green levers, as well cascaded within their value chain. Danfoss Green Ask program is a call to action. We will gradually engage with all our suppliers. We will invite them to collaborate, help improve transparency on CO2 data, and set the commitments for future reductions. Our suppliers don't have to wait for us here. They can take the first step by reaching out to local procurement contacts, share requested data and decarbonization plans, or request supplier fact pack, explanatory materials that will support the start of their decarbonization journey.
Thank you for supporting our Green Ask initiative.